welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Slight. Today we get to ride the R3. Nate is going to trust me to ride his baby. Although, to be fair, he's riding mine. We're both idiots. So you get to sit on a couch, and I get to, you know, crush my...
Oh! Did I miss? No. You got them.
There you go.
The new tank heights on there, they are lifted. So if you like feel them like not being down.
Okay. Actually, I kind of like that. They did a pretty good job with them. So what all did you do to this so far? Just like the tail tidy?
I tidied up the tail. I put spools on it because I wanted to put a rear stand on it to do like oil changes and stuff at home. Brain sliders on. Did the flush mount turn signals. Brake light has a flasher module. Not much, just because I still haven't decided. Like even thinking about an exhaust, I'm like, or tires even.
The Yoshimura sounds so nice on these. They're loud though. They're really loud.
I haven't decided because I'm like, if I were to keep this and turn this into a track bike, then I don't want to put a slip on it because I go full Toshi exhaust.
Okay. You have your flash to pass, your headlights. That's regular lights are on all the time. Left signal, right signal. Again, push to cancel. That is. Oh, the horn is nice. I actually don't mind that there. It's like out of the way. Like the Rebel, you'll notice it's like kind of in the way. No four-ways on it.
No.
Okay. Kill switch, obviously. And then the starter. And it is in neutral. You have a gear indicator on this as well?
Yeah, so like this is neutral light, but like that'll play.
It's so quiet. It's very, very comfortable. Kickstand. Before I do the same. It's very light. The clutch is light. Alright, you can go? Well, yeah. You feel so much higher actually on this. So this is very, very quiet, and the pegs and stuff of that are actually very tiny. It's very close to you, but I actually like it. It's actually very comfortable, very, very light, like very, 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 very easy to kind of move around. But yeah, it's actually a very comfortable bike. A very light clutch. Brakes and stuff of that are pretty tight. It's not too bad. Again, it's a 300, but I would say that this is more comparable to the Rebel 500 as far as power. I think that the Rebel 300 is too small of a bike for displacement or whatever on this, so it's actually pretty decent. It's so smooth. Like, it's actually very comfortable too. Like the way the actual gear engages is remarkable. I'd say this is a little bit more of a clean, kind of easy ride. The Rebel, again, is a very easy ride, but for if you're interested in like a sport bike style, I would say these are a great little starter bike. So as a 5'6", I can flat foot the left hand side, foot on the brake. Suspension's not too bad. I would say probably better than the Rebel, to be honest. It is just a little 300, but it's so easy to kind of move this around. It's so nimble. This would be a great little track starter bike too. But yeah, it's very, very, very light. I do like what he's done to this. It's just minor. He's done a couple upgrades and stuff to it, but it's very tastefully done. I would highly recommend this. This is great. Like, it's so easy to keep up without putting your feet down. It has a very good balance point to this. Like, I'm barely revving it, and it's so smooth. I don't know whether or not this is a slipper clutch or not. I'm gonna have to ask him. Does this have a slipper clutch?
No.
So it's not, but this thing, it literally has a very light clutch. Like, that's a slipper clutch on that, and I would say this is lighter than that. Pretty similar.
I bent the shifter when I dropped it.
Oh, is that?
I bent the shifter when I dropped it.
Is that why it's so pushed in? I'm like, I miss it, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, oh, okay. We'll have to bend it back. It is actually very comfortable. I'm actually impressed with this. It's by no means is it a fast bike. It's not a fast bike, but I would say it's as fast or pretty close to the Rebel 500, and it's only a 300. It is a twin. It is a 2-cylinder. It is a parallel twin, very similar to the Rebel 500. Now it does rev out at, it looks like 12,000 RPM. Yeah, 12,000, 12.5. And the Rebel, I think, is about 7 or 8, 7.5-ish around there. So it's actually, it's nice to be able to rev this up. If my wife is watching this video, this is a bike that I think that you'd actually enjoy. It's not fast, or it's fast enough. Let's say it's fast enough. I think she'd absolutely love this. It's really nice to be able to hug the tank a little bit too, right? It makes things really nice. Ooh. Oh, and you know, the rear sets do allow you to kind of lift up a little bit, which is pretty nice. Most sport bikes, you kind of worry about like it being choppy, right? It's not choppy at all. This is very comfortable. Again, we're not going too fast. Like, the wind seems to be coming up to my like shoulders. If I was to kind of crouch down, then I would obviously, it would go past my head. I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed. This is a really nice bike. I believe they're priced actually comfortably too. They're not overly priced. Now they do have very, very thin tires on the front and the back. Now that is normal for a 300 and stuff, but what they've done is they've made it look a little bit more beefier. Like, if you remember the smaller bikes, like even like the Honda had a 125, it literally looked like a bicycle with like fairings on it. But like, this is a small sport bike, right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't look too small, right? Now you can tell the difference because of the tires, obviously, but yeah, dude, even the rear brake is so nice on this bike. I keep on hitting the horn. See, the problem that I have is I like every bike, so it doesn't really matter what it is, sport bike or cruiser or naked or scrambler or whatever, it doesn't matter to me. So I don't think I've ever ridden a bike that I don't like. But you don't feel too crunched up either, where a lot of bikes, especially this style of bike, you feel kind of like all crunched up. It's not bad at all, actually. Again, because of sport bikes, if you are shorter, you are gonna have to like pick a side. Like, I can tippy-toe on both. I'm not really tippy-toeing, but I'm not flat foot on both of these. Again, I am shorter. I am 5'6", so having the ability to have one foot down on the ground and one on the rear brake, that's how I ride anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. So I'm pretty happy with that. The controls are very comfortable, right? I'm always grabbing the horn though. But yeah, it's very simple. You know, the controls that you have. No four-ways though. That's kind of interesting to me. Buddy, you're trying to pollute me. What? You're trying to pollute me. Now I'm going to want a friggin' sport bike. Yeah, the brakes are really good too. Like, the brakes are a lot better than the Rebel. So I'm sorry if I'm comparing this to the Rebel often. it just seems like it's pretty close. Again, I understand 300, 500, it's not the same, you know, one's a sport bike, one's a standard / cruiser, but they're very similar as far as performance goes. The brakes are so much better on this. The suspension, I would say, is a little better. It's not much. I think both suspensions are kind of lacking, or, you know, it could be better on both sides, but again, they're entry-level bikes, right? So they're not bad. They did a really good job with both of them. Like they're under $10,000 for a brand new one, and they're remarkable as far as brand new bikes, right? The fact is this is so quiet. I kind of miss having a quiet bike. Could I do it? Probably not, but I do enjoy a bike that has some sound to it.
After riding beside that, I think I'm going to buy an axle cover.
So after him riding my bike, he's wanting to put an exhaust on this now. I polluted him. Oh, this thing wants to get lean. How fast can it stop? Oh, buddy. This thing can stop on a dime. Anyways, we're going to close this up right here. I'm impressed with this bike. The R3, it's a fantastic starter sport bike. It's very approachable. The seat height is not too high. Again, I'm 5'6", and you know, as long as you can get 1 foot on the ground and 1 on the rear brake, you're perfectly fine. If you do like this channel, if you like this content, give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and until next time, guys.